Hello, Dr. Darnese here, and I wanted to come on and talk about Michelle Obama at the Democratic National Convention last night. Surely you saw. If you did not, well, you can just use this good old Google machine and go and search on YouTube and just look at Michelle Obama's speech. I mean, what she showed up to do was to obviously highlight Kamala Harris for president, obviously. But the way she brought it leaves no question as to her skill, as to her stature, as to her capabilities. As the kids say, Michelle Obama ate and left no crumbs. She captured the entire audience from the moment that she stepped to the podium. She could barely speak because people were praising her. I must say, we are on a high vibrational moment right now in terms of hope and expectation that something better can happen. Now, we know, some people are going to be upset and say, well, this is all show, this is all for show, whatever. The thing is, the reason that people are responding so much now to Kamala, to Tim Walz, to the Obamas, to this whole, it's a pep rally. We're not confused like, okay, this is the whole of it. We're not confused. This is a pep rally because we have all been in despair. We have been in a hopelessness. We have been raked over the coals for I don't know how many years at this point, at least since 2016. We've been raked over the coals and we're tired, we're exhausted, and we need a breath of fresh air. And this campaign is bringing us a breath of fresh air. And so I don't understand those who are critical of this moment to say, like, oh, this doesn't mean anything. Oh, no, this means a lot. If you know anything about the emotional emotional vibrational scale, you'll know that obviously hope, joy, happiness are better, feel better, and are more motivating than those things that are on the lower end of the vibrational scale, things such as hopelessness and despair and depression, right? Even the words themselves have a heavy vibration to them, right? So we're in a moment now, and let us have this moment and build upon it. Let us have this moment of joy and hope. Again, we're not confused that there's no work to be done. We all know there's work to be done. And we know, okay, Kamala, when you get into your black job in that Oval Office, people are going to come at her. People are going to be critical. People are going to hold her accountable. Of course. But you do it on the basis of policy. You do it on the basis of what she's doing, what she's not doing in her profession, on her black job. Not as a matter of she's a woman or she's black or she's not black enough. She's Asian, like whatever all of that is, that's not really a legitimate conversation for moving this nation forward. So back to Michelle Obama, right? Really in her black job last night. As part of the Democratic Party, she and Barack have basically a responsibility to the party. And Michelle stepped up last night and knocked that ball all the way out of the park. If you haven't seen it somehow, go and watch it on this YouTube and get your life because she was holding nothing back. She was looking fabulous. The skin was glowing. You can tell that she was happy to be out of the White House, right? Not under the scrutiny of politics and the media and pop culture, all of that. They've been getting their lives and doing what they want to do. They both look great. Michelle and Barack look great. And I also want to give a shout out to our ancestors who have come before. Michelle Obama was standing on the shoulders of Fannie Lou Hamer and Shirley Chisholm and Ella Baker. Right? We can just go on back and back and back and back all the way to Africa, standing on the shoulders of all the Black women who have been told, you can't do this, you can't do that. Fannie Lou Hamer, beaten to within an inch of her life. If you don't know Fannie Lou Hamer, she is one of my favorite people, and she showed up at the Democratic National Convention back in 1964 and said, oh no, we will be seated, because she was an advocate for voting rights for Black people in the state of Mississippi. When Black people in Mississippi were harassed to such an extent that they did not vote. And so she said, Fannie Lou Hamer, you may know this line, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And oh no, we will be seated. You will see us. She just decided. And so she is one of my favorite people. And when I am teaching in my college courses, I very much talk about Fannie Lou Hamer as one of my favorite people because she is a Black woman who absolutely would not take no for an answer. And she says, well, what are you going to do? She says, you've been trying to unalive me all my whole life, so there's nothing that you can do to me. And so I want to give proper honor and praise to Fannie Lou Hamer and to Shirley Chisholm. We've probably heard of her, Black woman who ran for the nomination in the 70s, and Ella Baker, who was a woman who some people know her, but she was really the one who poured into Martin Luther King Jr. as an advisor, right? And there's so many more women. I mean, Harriet Tubman. We can just go back and back and back and back. But I wanted to come on and make sure I said something about Michelle Obama and this DNC and her moment. I also want to give a shout out to Jasmine Crockett, right? Jasmine Crockett was on the first night of the convention, so you can also go and watch that. Don't miss this moment. Don't miss this moment and use it as a teaching tool for your children and your grandchildren, the young people in your life who don't even understand the momentous nature of what they're saying. Many of them were born during the presidency of Obama, and they don't know that this is a momentous occasion. Like, really just feel the weight of it, of a woman who is now going to be president of these United States. I'm going to just say, we're going to have Madam President. She is going to be sworn in January. After that convention last night, I posted, I said, oh, it's a wrap, because the Democrats are what? Fired up and ready to go. There's just no stopping this momentum. Again, hope. The vibration is so high, it's going higher and higher and higher. And it is inspiring people to, as she said, do something. Do something. So use this moment. That's one thing that you can do in your own family. Or, whoever else, whatever else communities you belong to, those kids who you might come in contact with, use this as a moment and teach them. So they understand, oh no, this is not something that just, these people are just famous. They just are famous. I don't know how they got to be famous. Connect the dots for them. Connect the dots for your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, nephews, cousins, everybody. Connect the dots. All right, Michelle Obama for the win, and I'm out. Bye for now.